let me not stick to the topic given. Let us go in and around. I will tell a few points. For example, when it comes to stress management, the number one stress buster is always teaching. If you can teach 1 hour or 2 hours every day, there cannot be any chance for a stress. All your stress is relieved out. Another big stress buster is, of course, games. When you play games, whatever you have within, the complaints against people, life, system, etc., they all come out in when you play games and when you speak loudly. Oh, with that, do like that, something like that. So automatically your whole body is cleaned up, and it is a very, very big stress buster. It removes stress. And coming to my introducing myself last 25 years, maybe, I do not know what is unhappiness. I always had a very happy, joyful, blissful life. Problems are always there. Problems are the poetry of life. Miseries are the music of life. Play on. That is what is beautifully told by Murali Krishna. That is myself. So another big stress buster is writing or reading books. Reading books and writing books should always actually go simultaneously. Whenever you read a book, you will get some thought. That thought you should put in your own style, in your own language, a mixture of languages in your diary. And that also is a very good aspect. Now, you name any book that has touched this world or inspired this world, I have read it. So I will tell some 10 points related to directly or indirectly to our topic, but they are all directly related to the, it helps you produce a quality teacher. So very quickly, I will try to go through 10 points. The first point is from Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, he describes a scholar, a teacher, with a beautiful quality. And that is, he says, Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Pandita means a scholar, a learned person, a knowledgeable person, especially a teacher. Teacher means Pandita. What is his quality? Sama means equal. Darshinaha means sees. He sees all the students and all the things with equal respect. See, I have visited hundreds of institutions, maybe thousands of institutions. Wherever I go, I ask teachers, students, people, and about their favorite teacher. They say, they give the name of somebody. What is his main quality? Majority people, at least 50%, they give the quality as impartiality. So if you are impartial towards the students, then you are a Panditaha. See, one student may be outstanding in mathematics. Another student may be very good in social work. Another student may be very poor in programming, but ultimately, as an entrepreneur, he may develop a lot and he may uplift the lives of so many people. So just because a person is poor in one particular subject or all subjects or technical subjects, you cannot look at him at a different level. That is what Bhagavad Gita says. Vidyavanaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini sunichaiva swapakecha panditaha samadarshinaha. Suna means a dog. Swapakecha, that means one who eats dog by cooking it himself. That is a Chandala. And Hastini means elephant. Vidyavanaya sampanne brahmane, that means a person who acquires knowledge and applies that knowledge to life and becomes a celebrity, a great person. So a person who treats a celebrity, a very rich person, an elephant, a dog, and a Chandala who eats the meat of a dog, all these animals, he gives the due respect. He is the Panditaha. So if a person has such type of feelings, then Bhagavad Gita says that he will lead a very serene life. The moment you distinguish between people, the moment you are highly impartial, then automatically in the subconscious mind, it generates a lot of stress and it leads to anger. So my first point is Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Hope my voice is audible. You can write the important gist of this point in the chat box. Somebody has written voice is not clear. I hope it is clear. Okay.
It's clear, sir.
Thank you. The second point. If you want to be disliked by anybody, including the students, including your colleagues, there is one weapon, and that is exhibit anger. Anger, according to psychology, anger is short form of madness. You should never exhibit anger. You can exhibit anger, but how? There is a way for that. What is that? Again, in Ramayana, there is a statement that says, Uttame Kshana Kopasya. That means, who is Uttam? Who is the supreme person? Who is a beautiful, nice, good person? Very, very good person. What is his quality? Kshana Kopasya. Kopa means anger. He also gets anger. But how that anger would be? It will be there only for Kshana. For a very small period of time, he exhibits anger, and it has nothing to do with a personal thing. He feels sad that the student does not know the answer. He feels sad that if he does a so-and-so mistake, his future is at stake. Because of that sadness, he is exhibiting that anger. That type of feeling when you get is only when you have the full control of that anger. That is why again in Bhagavad Gita says, Padma Patra Vivambhasaha. Padma means lotus leaf. Patra means leaf. Padma Patra, lotus leaf. Iva, like that. Ambhasaha. Ambhasaha means water. See, if there is water if there are water droplets on the lotus leaf, it will be there on the lotus leaf only for a short period. Because, and the short period, it shines like silver and then it disappears. During that short period, because of the presence of water, the lotus leaf gets not beauty but glamour. Like that, any person, he is a beautiful person. You are a beautiful person. If you get anger and if you have a control on that, if that anger is there on your face only for a short period, then just like the water, like silver droplets on lotus leaf, your anger on your face also will give glamour to your beauty. That means student, he admires you. Now he will not admire you, he will adore you. Adore means worship. A person, any person who has control on his anger, then that person is very much worshipped and he becomes a very, 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 very noble and good person. So my second point is anger. The moment you control anger and recognize this point, why you are controlling, you remember all these points told by Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, or whatever it is, great personalities. If you are implementing them, that itself shows your greatness. That very feeling, your relieves completely you from the stress. So my first point is Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Be highly impartial. The second point is anger. Don't have a control on anger. For a period of time you can control. The actual poem is Uttame Kshanakopasya Adhame Ahoratram Papishte Maranantakam. Ahaha in Sanskrit means ahaha means daytime. Ratri means night time. Ahoratram means day and night. Adhame ahoratram. An adhama, that is a bad person, he thinks about a small thing, day and night he thinks about that small point. Your wife has said something, your husband has told you something, you are hurt, or your student misbehaved, you are hurt. But it should be there only for a small period. You should not spoil your day and night because of that. An adhama spoils his day and night. Papiste maranantakam. If a person has done something, told something bad, he is hurt throughout his life. Till the last breath, he will be remembering that. Hello? Till the last breath, he will be remembering that incident. Your colleague has told something to you, is by mistake or whatever it is, and you forgive him. To get and forget is human. To give and forgive is divine. So you just forgive him or take it in the lighter way. Then you are divine. You are God. So, and if you remember till the last breath, then you are papiste. So, uttame kshanakopasya adhame ahoratram papiste maranantakam. So, this is another aspect. It hurts you very much. Anger, before it burns the other person and destroys the other person, it destroys you yourself, your inner soul, your heart, your happiness. It disturbs forever. So, this is another important aspect. The third point is Einstein defined success very beautifully as, if success is equal to A, then A is equal to X plus Y plus Z, where X is equal to work, Y is equal to play, Z is equal to silence. That means work means, for a teacher, reading books, learning new skills, acquiring new skills, learning important things. Whatever questions, small questions are asked in the competitive exam, you learn them. Those tricks, you share them. That is work. Y is play. Whether you are ladies or gentlemen, every day you must play minimum 45 minutes. You must play, especially with children, your own children at home. It develops a very good bond. And if children, because of the friendly attitude, if they do any mistake, immediately they will bring it to your notice. So it helps a lot in building up a beautiful family where a lot of happiness prevails. Suppose a student, your child does not want to tell you because of fear, then it will be building up inside internally. That can be very dangerous. So you should give him that freedom, that if he has any problem, immediately he should be in a position to share that with you. So why is play? Play means any game, or if you are a very elderly person, maybe walking, or maybe slight jogging, or any game like shuttle, badminton, table tennis. All these things are good games. And plus Z is silence. That is what Einstein said. If success is equal to A, then A is equal to X plus Y plus Z, where X is work, Y is play, Z is equal to silence. So meditation, or being in silence, not at a stretch, every 1 hour, half a minute silence also sometimes. It is very, very good. Last 25 years, once again, I'm telling you, I do not know what is unhappiness. It all depends on us. In Bible, there is a statement, man lives not by bread alone. That means if we have sufficient food and money, it is not sufficient for a happy life. What is needed is, you need to be happy. People should love you. People should respect you. People should admire you. People should adore you, worship you. Whenever you go, children should receive you with open arms. Such type of thing is possible, is there. That is life. This type of happiness or peaceful and serene life is not possible because of money or other such materials. Actually, a great teacher was there who produced a great student like Rama. The name of the teacher is Vasishtha. About Vasishtha, he wrote very beautifully. He says, Supta meenam yuvah pradaha. Supta means sleeping. Meenam means eye. Meena means eye. Hridaha means his heart is like that. Vasishtha was such that he used to have thousands of students. Rama was not the only student. Whatever the situation may be, whatever the surroundings may be, whenever you see Vasishtha, it was like night 12 o'clock, when the last fish, baby fish also has slept. How the waters would be? Very still, calm. Like that, Vasishtha's mind and heart were like that, always, irrespective of the surroundings and situations. So all these are possible only because of some good practice. If you want to lead a such life, tomorrow it may not be possible. But for a period of time, we develop that knack. Later, it becomes a habit for us. So talking very nicely, very cool and calm life, not getting anger, all these habits come as naturally as leaves to a tree, as naturally as water into a coconut. Like that, all these habits gradually come with time. So in one day they will not come, but it should be there in your mind that I should be like that. Then you can lead that life. Then another beautiful point is education is transfer of civilization, said Plato, one of the greatest thinkers of all times. Now, I am telling you beautiful points, let us say. So, are you educated? No. Plato says, you are not educated. I am educated because I am transferring. Civility means polite behavior, good things. Whatever I know, the good things I am transferring it to you. So I am educated. You are not educated. When will you be educated? If you know all these good points, if you transfer to your students and your children, if you make them implement these things, then you are educated. Like that, that is why we say education is the best stress buster. Because if you know something, then you should transfer all that knowledge to the student or to your children or to your relatives and friends. And that is education. Education is transfer of civilization. So this is my fourth point. Whatever you know, a good thing, don't keep it to yourself. Every point that I know, I put it in the form of a book. Initially, what I do is I take an A4 size paper. Suppose I have learned a beautiful quotation or a beautiful point. Then what I do is all those I will note down in a single page, A4 size page. I will take a photostat copy of that and pass on to the students. So with that, what happens? In that particular minute, he may not accept that great truth or quotation, but over a period of time, he will like it. So like that, I will pass on this, transfer. You should transfer. So my fourth point is education is transfer of civilization. If you have good knowledge, then on a A4 size paper, you take a printout of that. You take a printout of that, and then you take a copy. You can give that copy to your students. So they will distribute among themselves, or they will do it by WhatsApp or something like that. The another aspect related to this is, that is one point. Fifth point, let me tell you. I am not going to big words. Mahatma Gandhi was asked, what is your message to the people? Mahatma Gandhi said, my life is my message. My lifestyle is there. My simplicity is my message. I do not take non-vegetarian. That is my message. I believe in non-violence. That is my message. Something like that. Whatever I do, my life is my message. Like that, what I say is, my WhatsApp status is my message. I never put negative aspects in the WhatsApp. Many people, what they do is, if a colleague has talked some bad word, immediately he will indirectly, aiming that colleague or friend, he will keep something nonsense in the WhatsApp status. His idea is that his colleague will read and he will feel bad or he will be irritated. But see, we are also your fans. We also follow your WhatsApp status. When we see your WhatsApp status, how I will think? I will think that in a negative, it can be in a, it is not a good way. It is not a positive way. So don't spread such type of negative things in your WhatsApp message. Always, whenever knowledge is there. Recently, if you see in my WhatsApp status, I have posted some tacit basic fundamental knowledge. For example, one day I have posted some knowledge like on the first day of admissions, I have posted in my WhatsApp group, I have posted a message that 1 kg force is equal to 1 Newton, 9.81 Newton. 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per meter square. 1 TMC is equal to 28 into 10 to the power of 6 meter cube. In water, 1% is equal to 10,000 ppm. Avogadro's law states that if m is molecular weight, m grams occupies 22.4 liter at 0 degrees centigrade and 24.5 liter at 27 degrees centigrade. 1 PSI is equal to 0.07 kg per centimeter square. In pressure cooker, bikes, cars, etc., 35 PSI pressure is maintained. That is 2.5 kg per centimeter square pressure is maintained. With reference to latitude and longitude, which every branch of engineering must and should know. Today, remote sensing, everything is made up of this latitude and longitude. So, with reference to latitude and longitude, the perimeter of Earth is pi into d. That is pi into 12,800 kilometer. Because diameter is 12,800 kilometer, perimeter is 12,800 kilometer. If you divide it into 360 degrees, 1 degree is equal to 40,000 divided by 360 degrees, which comes to 111 kilometer. So I put one in another slide. I have put in WhatsApp status 3-4 status will be there. In each stat, in one line I will write 1 degree is equal to 111 kilometer. 1 minute is equal to 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. 1 minute is equal to 1.8 kilometer. 1 second is equal to 30 meter. This is the thing every computer science, remote sensing and GIS and basic thing, everybody should know it. Every engineering and science student must know this, must. This is also a question in the group 1 examination and IAS examination. So what happened is you are spreading only good things. You are spreading only knowledge-based things to the world. This is a very, very good aspect, especially as teachers, we should inculcate this habit. This is my 5th point. That is, WhatsApp message never spread a negativity. If you cannot spread, if you don't want to put anything as a WhatsApp status, it is okay. Or display picture, no statement, no problem. But don't spread negativity. The another point, which is of a great importance, is open classroom. As a Green Campus Initiative Director, what I did in my campus is I developed an open classroom. What is this open classroom? It is nothing but a classroom in the Gurukul type of model type of classroom. It has a capacity of about 70. What I have developed is 70 students can sit in that place, and there will be a blackboard there. There will be a blackboard just like Gurukul model, and there will be a place for the students, 70 students to sit. And all these benches and desks also are a bit innovative, using waste wooden materials. For example, due to lack of PowerPoint presentation, I am not able to show it. Old tires will be there. Those old tires, on the two old tires, I will keep a wooden plank. And using nut and bolt arrangement, I will see that it is used for sitting. So when 4 persons, it can accommodate very easily. When 4 persons sit on that and listen, there will be a slight movement, and automatically, in a very natural way, some smile will be there dancing on the lips of the students, and it provides a very good, lovely, lively atmosphere. The moment that open classroom was inaugurated by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, I stopped taking most of the classes I take in the open class only. So they are very, very beautiful. And for me, it is very, very beautiful. I suggest that if you have any such chance, especially, for example, MTech classes are there, then you may have only 20 students or 30 students. Then in that case, it becomes very, very good in the middle of trees. And I have made a small pond also with some lotus, and there are some fish. And using waste mineral water bottles, I filled them with construction waste, and instead of using bricks, I used them. So people will be knowing that it is waste to wealth concept. That is green technologies. These concepts also we are using them. Then another aspect is I will do one thing. It is 5:15 now, 5:17 now. I will wait. I will give a 3-minute time. I will give. During this time, the students can, the listeners or participants can express their views or the points they liked the most, or they can ask a few questions on which direction I can throw light more. This is another very big thing every teacher is supposed to do. And I call that as MILC, milk. Milk means most important learnings of the class. Every teacher, he is not supposed to leave the class suddenly, saying that this problem is over and immediately he has left. No. A teacher should always end the class by giving the summary of the class. The Samagra Saramsha of the class should be given by the teacher. But what I do is, I will not give the summary of the class. I will ask the students to give the summary. So, a good student is the reflection of his best teacher. So, I will ask the students to give the teacher. So, with this, what happens is, one point we have to understand, every teacher, and that is, I am teaching. Is he learning? This question we have to put to ourselves. We should be conscious of this question. Our teaching is not important. The students' learning is important. So if you give an opportunity for every student to speak and express his views and tell what he has learned in the class, how he has interpreted in the class, then you are bringing a great change in the student's mind. The first and foremost duty of a teacher is to make the student think and understand on his own. You should make the student a self-learner. You should not give away the answers. The scriptures say, Sramayeva jayate. Nobody says resultava jayate. The result never wins. Result does not give knowledge. The process gives knowledge. In Kannada, there is a statement, Kayakave Kailasa. That means work is work. If you are learning, that process is heaven. In the result, beauty is not in the destination, it is in the journey. Like that, in the process of learning only, there is a lot of happiness. So you should give a chance for the student to speak. So this you have to do in the practice. It will help him a lot. So now also I will do the same thing. A good teacher is the first student of a class. Sir Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. We should always be, while listening, we should be like a student only. A good quality of a teacher is, Kalidas says, Saisave Abhyasta Vidyana. That means, whenever you are teaching or whenever you are learning as a teacher, you should be like a Sisu. Saisave means Sisu. You take a Sisu, he will be completely involved in that with lot of curiosity. So like that, you also, while learning, you should be like a child. So while listening, you should be like a student only. Tomorrow when you speak in the classroom, you are a teacher only. But now you are a student. So I invite any 3 of you to give the summary of the class in 1 minute each. 3 students, each 1 minute. 3 minutes you speak. You can also tell on what points I should focus and how much time I should speak, so that I will continue further. Dr. Kavita ji, is it okay? Hello? Hello? Hello?
sir.
Hello. Anybody can speak. Just tell your name, your college, introduce yourself and then tell the point you liked the most.
Sir, I am Dr. G. Nirmala from CRD College of Engineering, Eluru.
Yes, madam.
Sir,
I liked all the principles because now the modern teachers don't know about Bhagavad Gita and all. It's very interesting, sir. And I want to need one suggestion regarding now the youth is very fast. The students modern adapted to technology more. How to attract those students towards the classes? On that aspect, give some suggestions, sir. Thank you. Because most of the time they are in mobiles only, palm taps. Only time spending in with electronic devices, electronic gadgets.
I could not get the exact question.
Means how to create interest towards the studies.
Okay.
Means 50% of the students are not interested to just for sake of their parents or some other purpose they want to join in engineering nowadays. Especially our CSC and IT students, especially, sir. How to motivate and inculcate knowledge towards that type of students. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
One more. At the end, I will answer.
Okay.
This is actually milk. If you can understand how to organize this milk, it will help you a lot. In case of milk, the student is supposed to tell the main point he learned today or he understood or interpreted in that class. One more. Hello. If nobody is speaking, I will ask Dr. Kavita ji to.
Sir, we are clear with your idea, sir. It was a wonderful presentation you gave to us. I'm very much happy that it is a new area for me. I thinking of shifting to your concept what you have discussed. So let me try, sir. So I thank this opportunity for giving me very good information about what you have discussed today, sir. Thank you.
Nice, sir. Yes. One more. See, using waste tires and waste wooden plank, if you can make a place to sit like that, using some broken bit bats and some concrete, it hardly costs 200 rupees. But in your college, on the birthday of your mother or father or wife or husband or your children, you gift such a type of thing to your college. 2 old tires you need on that wooden plank. Maybe it may cost 500 rupees, but contribute that. You are what you contribute. Giving is living. Whatever you give, that is life. And I'm telling you, on these rubber tires, when somebody sits, they will have a lot of their feelings. You can visibly see the happiness in their face. And from distance, when you watch them, and they will be taking photographs sitting on that bench made of waste tires. It gives you immense amount of happiness, and every day you can enjoy actually. And people will be saying that it is something given by you. So we should devote some money towards such type of things also for the society. Try to do that. Yeah, as a teacher, I stopped long ago giving donations for Annadana or something like that. I focus only on such type of things which nobody else can do. See, these type of innovative things, only we, the engineering college teachers, can do it. So why not we contribute which others cannot contribute? So that is my idea. I will give chance for one more person to speak, but before that, I will tell one more point, and that is, if you can, in psychology, there is a beautiful statement. If you can smile at your spouse, your child will first smile at you and later to the world. That means, suppose students are your children only, our children only. You have cracked a small joke and created an atmosphere. You have cracked a small joke and people have enjoyed it. Then what happens? One student, immediately he will look towards his friend and say something like this. That means for him the world is that friend. So if you smile at your student, if you smile at your spouse, your child will first smile at you and later to the world. So that person or that child will later smile at the world. He will bring smiles in this world. That means you should always create that atmosphere full of some smiles or pleasant smiles. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan beautifully said, circumstances are more powerful than man. In a classroom, most important is atmosphere. If you create a very lovely, lively, pleasant atmosphere, then that will have a lot of influence on the student. The student himself comes with so many problems. He has so many problems. He has language problems. He has C language problem and English language problem. He has mathematical problem, economical problem, social problem. And future is at stake. He does not know anything about that. Itself is a very big future problem. Family problems will be there. With all these problems, student comes, and if the teacher bombards him with a lot of technical stuff only, then he will develop as a psycho. Sigmund Freud, father of psychology, he said, education that does not teach morals and civility can only produce human psychos and sadists. That means human psychos and sadists are produced if a teacher does not teach morals and civility. Civility means polite behavior, good behavior. You should always tell them what is good and what is bad, whether he listens or not. He does not listen to his parents. His friends cannot tell, he will not, their friends do not tell good things. Parents do not tell, he does not listen. Only one person he can listen, and that is teacher. And if the teacher is not telling, you are producing psychos and sadists. So whether the student is listening or not, you should always spread goodness. You should always tell good things to him. And another beautiful thing I will tell you, William Wordsworth beautifully said, sweet is the load which nature brings. Man's meddling intellect misshapes the beauteous forms of things we murder to dissect. LORE, lore, means traditional way of getting knowledge. That means, suppose in a classroom, I told a beautiful sentence. Now so many quotations we have told. You tell a beautiful statement and you ask all the students to recite that in the classroom. Then their tongue will be tasting that beautiful sentence. The moment tongue enjoys good things, it will stop using bad things. So in a classroom, as a responsible teacher, we should always ask the entire class to speak loudly some of the beautiful statements. And if they do it, as an alone single person doing may be difficult, but if there are 4 or 5 students or more students, whole class tells some beautiful things like Panditaha Samadarsinaha, and whole class tell, the whole room will be filled with a lot of vibrations and pleasantness. So this also is a very good thing. Now I invite one more person to speak. Hello. Hello. మళ్ళీ మాట్లాడమ్మా చిన్న క్లాస్లో ఉంది. Hello, any two students please speak. Any two. We have come to the end. All the good things of the world have to come to an end, and this also is not an exception. Hello, any one participant? Till now, something you learned. You want to add something to that, or anything? The point that you liked the most?
Sir, myself Pranita, sir.
Okay.
I have liked one point. I have liked all your points, sir. Among them, one is Einstein's success formula, sir. That is X plus Y plus Z, which is work, play, and silence, sir.
Very good.
Thank you, sir. I have liked all the points, sir. Among them, this one, it is very nice, sir, among all.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Any one more? Okay. Another thing is travel. Many people miss this, especially teachers. You should travel. Many people, if their holiday comes, they spend most of the time in the homes only. Don't do that. Every now and then, whenever it is possible, you need not go to distant places, but go to a new place. In Sanskrit, there is a statement, Brahmana sampujyate rajaha, Brahmana sampujyate vipraha. That means, especially a teacher. Brahmana means he should always keep moving one place to another place. One state, different states, different languages, different types of cultures, different types of things. He should have that exposure. Then only a teacher will develop the ability to understand people. Whatever you do, you can understand them, their culture, their language, their lifestyles. You can understand. You will not get anger or you will not feel bad. So it helps a lot. Traveling is very, very good. So it is called, actually, if gents are there, I used to do like that. It is called backpackers. Backpackers means you will not, it is not a costly travel. On the back, we have a small bag in which we keep one blanket, 2-3 pairs of dresses, and some small money. If anybody, we will be asking for lift, or some bus is there, we will go there. We will not have a clear-cut pakka plan. We just keep moving like that. This sort of traveling is called, they are called backpackers. So such type of travel, visiting places, all this you should do. And I have less time, but you should practice some of the small things also. Let me give you some small example. Maybe you will be, I don't know how you will receive it, but I once visited Bodh Gaya in Bihar alone. And nearly 15 days I have spent there as a beggar. I did not, for 15 days, I did not have a single rupee in my pocket. I simply started moving here and there, asking people for food, asking people to give what you call sponsor tea or coffee or breakfast or whatever it is. The moment you start doing like this, then all your ego is gone. It goes out. A great poet called Thomas Kempis described ego as edging God out. Edging means if something is thrown out, it is called edged out. So edging God out means we all have God within. We all have godly qualities in us. All those godly qualities and divine qualities, good qualities, they all will go out if you have ego in you, if you have too much of ahankar. So That ego automatically you will lose if you practice such type of things. So I don't know how to what extent it can be done for ladies, but gents, they can do it very, very easily. Life comes, but only once. And you have to practice such type of great and spiritual things. So it gives us, you will lose completely your ahankar. Because whenever somebody comes, you will see yourself in that person. So something like this, unless you lose that ahankar, you will not get food. Some people will be scolding you. Some people will be cracking jokes on you. So we have to, once I was in Hyderabad for one day, I was free Sunday morning. Suddenly I woke up at and got ready by 7 o'clock. I asked somebody what are the seeing places. He said Chilukuri Balaji temple. How far it is? He said 25 kilometers from here. Then that is okay. Immediately I did not have a single pie with me. Then I just came for a walk in the morning, just like that. He said 25 kilometers, and immediately I started walking. I walked 25 kilometers, reached the temple. I spent there about 5-6 hours, and again I returned on foot. And morning breakfast, 5-6 teas, and lunch and dinner. Everything by begging only. I was a beggar. What is wrong in it? So maybe certain things are, they may look very silly or something like that, but they have their own charm. I did it much before the movie was Bitsagadu, that is Beggar, was released in Malayalam. It's a beautiful movie. You can see that. In Telugu also it was dubbed. Okay. May I invite any 1 or 2 students? Dr. Kavita, please advise me what shall I do? I think I have taken a lot of time. Hello? Hello? I sing songs. Even when I alone, I sing songs. I dance every day, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I play games. Every minute I enjoy life. Kalidas says, Saisave Abhyasta Vidyanam Yavvane Vishayaishinam. If you are a yogi, you should enjoy every minute of your life. If this particular minute you are enjoying listening, next minute you enjoy speaking to somebody. Next 1 hour. Later, you are going for a walk. Every tree, you enjoy every tree. You enjoy the traffic. You enjoy the joke of your friend. A small baby, she giggles at you. Enjoy that smell. There is a music coming. Enjoy it. Somebody has cooked a food, forgot to put salt. No problem. You need not tell them also anything. With a smile, just put salt. Enjoy it. Life is for enjoyment. Every minute we can enjoy. And that has nothing to do with the money or such type of materialistic wealth. The moment we realize it, life is very, very beautiful. Thank you very much for your great listening. All the best. Happy time.
Thank you very much, sir. It's such a nice session. And thank you, one and all. Thank you. And dear participants, you can leave the session. Once again, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I will be there in another 1 or 2 minutes. I will be there. If somebody wants to post a comment in the chat box, let me just say it. Otherwise, it's okay.
Okay, sir.
Dear participants, if you have any doubts, you can ask. I request participants, if you have any doubts, you can ask the resource person by unmute your mic.
If Tamilians are there or anybody, there is one beautiful song, Kurayondrumillai Govinda. written by Rajagopalachari and sung by M.S. Subbalakshmi for the inauguration of UNO, United Nations Organization. Kurayundru millai mare murti kanna, kurayundru millai kanna. It is a #1 song for throughout outside the countries also. I have introduced this song to several countries, several people, and beautiful song. The moment you start singing or understanding the meaning, you will be addicted to that. It gives you a lot of happiness. It says that there is no, I do not curse God. I do not have any regrets or complaints towards God. Whatever I have got in life, I am very happy with that. I don't have any complaint against you. This is the meaning of the song. Kurai means regret. Ondrum means single. Illai means no. Govinda means God. So I don't have any complaints. I am very happy with whatever I have. That is the meaning of that song. Listen this song in the YouTube and try to get the meaning. For a period, all these beautiful things in one day you cannot enjoy and appreciate. They gradually get injected into your life. And suddenly one day you will realize that the moment you listen to that song for half a minute, you are a different person. You will become like that. Bye bye. All the best.
Thank you, sir.